Hello.
Hello. Hello,
Mhm.
everybody. It
Yeah.
just
Well,
it feels so good tonight. The energy is
yeah.
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to this special edition of the Real Time Wisdom Show. This is a incredible opportunity, really, to share in this evening together. I guess it's Kickstarter ending eve. I don't know what to call this, but it's something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
what a wonderful opportunity to spend time with all of you. And whether you're getting a reading tonight or you're here to just be in the energy, we are grateful for your presence.
Mm-hmm.
And I am grateful for Joanna offering to do this fundraiser to help all of you get to this stretch goal, which then allows us to unlock some gifts for you this weekend as our campaign is ending. So we'll just give a few minutes for people to make their way here and
Mm-hmm.
we'll begin this really wonderful evening together.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Did you know that it was the International Day of Listening?
No.
So today is, and so, and I don't even know how that came into my awareness, but I realized, wow, the International Day of Listening, and that is what the Akashic Records is all about, is being in that clear space, to be a clear channel, to be able to listen to the ancestors and the masters and teachers and the guides that show up. And I started my prayers and I've already opened the records, as you know, Lainey, and they're talking to me. I mean, there's a lot of energy around in my space right now in my field, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to be that channel tonight. And my intention is to get out of the way, and that's what I do. I step aside. Joanna steps aside, and I just allow that frequency to inform me of what what the masters and teachers want everybody to know. And we have 11 people that have submitted questions tonight, and I really think this room is so filled up. I think every one of their ancestors are here because it's
Mhm.
getting kind of crowded in this space. So, but I'm thrilled to do it because I've never done this online. I mean, I've done galleries before, Akasha record galleries. I've been reading the records for probably 11 or 12 years now. I don't even know how long it's been, or maybe my whole life, because I found Edgar Casey's books in the attic. We had just moved into a house, and I found a trunk, and I was so into Nancy Drew, and a trunk in an attic. Are you kidding me? My
Oh
10-year
yeah.
old was like, oh
Ah,
God.
did
And
we just do that at the same time?
so I remembered exploring in the attic and seeing this trunk and just like opening it. And it was one of those old big trunks that creaked when you opened it. And inside was books that informed me for the rest of my life at 10 years old. And it was Edgar Casey books. It was Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. And I come from a background of, Irish, Italian, father drank, all of that stuff. No blame, no judgment. It's just, it was a very chaotic, childhood, right? And oftentimes did not feel seen or welcomed or any of those things that we go through as kids, or some of us go through. And those became my companions. I didn't understand what I was reading, but I knew I was reading something that was making me feel that I was part of something rather than being
Mm,
not part of anything, right?
yeah.
And so, and that is just the beginning. I think even I didn't recognize that until much years later. I'm like, wow, I was really given a gift at a very young age to get me
Mhm.
through some of the most trying times in my young life.
Mhm.
But
Beautiful. It's very
yeah.
interesting that you mentioned Edgar Casey. And here, I mentioned to you earlier that I mentioned Edgar Casey for our show on Monday,
Hmm.
and we will get to that another time. So tune in Monday, but we're going to be talking about numerology and numbers and our cards and just all the significance and some metaphors and symbology of numbers. So whatever
Mm.
that plays in tonight, I don't know, but that's
Yeah.
certainly been coming up quite a bit.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
everybody's gathering. So I want to tell everybody that I will be incorporating some of the cards in our deck tonight as I feel called to do so, because I think that, um, I don't think, I know that spirit works so beautifully through our decks. And, I've been starting to do that a little bit in my private sessions with people, is using the cards as just as another layer of getting more wisdom. And I'm just, I'm thrilled and they're ready to start. So we can start
Yes.
anytime.
So can we, for those of you who are new to the Akashic records and understand, maybe we can lay out a few kind of ground rules, because this is going to be anonymous tonight.
Mhm.
I'm going to provide the questions that have been provided for you from me,
And
given
I
to me.
have not seen a question, so,
No.
yeah,
Yeah. So maybe just explain what we're going to do, or maybe you don't
yeah.
have to. We'll just get into it, whatever you
Mhm.
feel.
Well, yeah, like I said, I open the records. I do that with a pathway prayer. And so I actually, Lainey gave me the first initial of everybody's name, and I created a group, which is a collective energy, and then open the records with the pathway prayer. And the Akashic Records is a library. Some people say the fifth dimension. They've told me that they're not only on the fifth, they're on the sixth dimension and then higher than that. And so, um, and what it is every single person on the planet has a book of records that records every thought, deed, experience, everything from their inception, from their soul's inception. So every lifetime is recorded in the records, even the lifetimes that aren't necessarily lived, incarnated on the earth plane, right? And other on other planets and things. So, when somebody asks a question, there's a whole field, a whole book, and they have taken me into the records. And so I know that they're holographic books that just kind of, it's very interesting when you go into the hall of records, because as you know, there's millions and millions upon millions of books. And when you think of a name, the book just kind of floats. That's how they showed me. It kind of floats down, and you just put your hand on it, and all the information is there. It's not like you're leafing through a mega volumes, right? It's just whatever information that you need is just arises. And not all information is given for some people. Sometimes the masters and teachers say, no, this is not for you to know at this time, you know
Yeah.
like people will ask their death date and things like that, and that's not something that they're interested in. They're also not that they're not going to talk. They're going to talk some about past lives, but they really want us, and the messages have been to me to focus on the life that you're living now. Be
Yeah.
present, be in present moment, because even though some past lifetimes have little threads that we have to still heal from a life, or have karma or things like that, from a past life, it's basically we're here now. I
Yeah.
keep thinking of Ram Dass, who wrote that book, Be
Be
Here
here
Now.
now. Well,
Yeah.
it's like our deck, our
Mhm.
decks.
Yeah,
Uh,
depths. Wow.
they're real time wisdom now,
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
the moment, present time.
Present time.
Well, all right. Well, let's begin if you feel called.
Right. So, what I would like everybody that is listening to my voice right now is to just put your feet on the floor and close your eyes if you'd wish. If you wish to, you don't have to, but if you want to have an internal. And I'm just going to guide us in just a couple-minute meditation here. And that way we'll all be connected and centered. So I just want you to, as you feel your feet on the floor, quiet your mind and just focusing on your breath coming into the body and your breath coming out from the body. Just focusing on that breath, allowing any thoughts or anxiety or tension or excitement, whatever, to just fall away, to find that still center within your own being. And following the breath in and following the breath out, allowing the shoulders to drop, the belly to soften. Just allow yourself to feel the sensations that arise in your body. And now focusing on your heart chakra, just breathing in and out of that space, that heart chakra, allowing the heart to open and expand gently, naturally, opening and expanding. Feeling that opening, feeling the love and the compassion that is part of the heart chakra. Breathing into that space, feeling the opening. And when that feels complete, I want you to bring your awareness and your breath up to the crown chakra. And again, breathing in and out of that crown, allowing the crown to open and expand, just feeling the field around you, connecting and expanding with the crown. You may feel a little pressure at the top of your head, and that's perfectly normal to feel that. Just opening and opening. And when that feels complete, just drop down to your heart again. And imagine this group of 11 beings that are on this call that have submitted their questions. There may be more, and that's okay. But just connect with everybody here and just using your imagination, opening your heart and connecting with all the other hearts that are listening here tonight. Feeling that connection, even the connection with the people who may be listening to this later. Include them in that beautiful, beautiful Brussels sprouts of connection with each other. And then bringing that lovely energy of feeling one with all back up to the crown where love and truth meet to guide us in this session today for this beautiful group. And the energies are so amazing. And I'm getting chills. So, Lainey, whenever you're ready, thank you, everybody. You can cross your legs, you open your eyes, you can get comfortable, you can just be while I answer, while the masters and teachers give me the answers to your questions. Oh, you're on mute, Lainey. Can't hear you. On mute again.
She's saying the music is overpowering your voices, but we don't have any music on.
No, there's no music. Should I speak up? Who's saying that?
Deb.
Oh,
there's no music here.
Yeah, no music. Unless it's coming from the ethers, and I can definitely talk louder. When I do a meditation, my voice tends to really drop, so.
Well, what's interesting is that if people come to our regular shows, we're usually, mostly me, but, a little bit more exuberant, but we're in a little bit of a sacred space tonight. So we're just kind of keeping it on the down low. So hopefully that'll get worked out, Deb. But we're going to begin. So let me get my spectacles so I can see what we got going on here.
I love your red glasses.
All right. Well, I am going to just read the first question?
There you go.
Okay. The first question is, will I ever truly feel I am good enough?
Mm. The masters and teachers are prompting me to say something first before I answer that first question. So hold on just a minute. You know, the masters and teachers, first of all, want to welcome you all here and let you know that you are never alone in this universe, that they are always here with you. And they are talking to me about how the planet is spinning, um, accelerating. The spin of Mother Earth is spinning even faster these days, and they're saying to think of it as a centrifuge. When you put something in a centrifuge, all of the stuff that doesn't belong is, so that's why we're seeing a lot of shadow stuff, and people are questioning themselves. Why am I here? What's going on? What is all of this chaos about, right? And the masters and teachers want us all to know, as they're talking to me, they're saying, you are the center. Each one of us that is holding light is the center for that light. And so when things arise that are really, ugly and from the shadow, it's like, hold tight to love. Hold tight to love, to that love that you are receiving from them. Hold tight to the light that you are, the divine light that you are, and just try really hard not to sway with what is happening. Just like keep yourself as a pillar, like a tree, right? Really rooted, really expanded, and listen. On, like I said, that's probably why my attention was drawn that it's International Day of Listening, because listen with all your soul to what is really real, right? Because all of the other stuff is just noise, right? It's just noise. So be that light, be that love. I know that sounds trite, but every morning, if you remember, and they're saying this is the most important time to have a spiritual practice, if you possibly can, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, in the morning and at night, just allow yourself to feel the grounding, the being held, because each of us is being held. And try not to get into that place of being scattered. They have a lot more they said to say, but give me that first question again. Thank you, everybody.
And just before we begin with that question again, Joanna, when the question, although each person posed that question, since we're in a collective energy right now, is this really relating to everybody who's here? These
Everybody.
questions?
Everybody. They're going to answer things, in a way that's specific to that person. But because we all are in this collective, people will relate a lot to other people's questions. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So the first question is, will I ever truly feel I am good enough?
Mm. The masters or teachers are saying that from for this particular person, something that goes back into your background as a child, around 5 or 6 years old, caused you to feel a disruption, a tear kind of thing in the way that you perceived yourself, right? And so the masters and teachers want you to know, number one, you are good enough, right? You are here, and it's time for you to realize that the gifts that you've been given and the people that you touch with those gifts inform you, if you allow yourself to take it in, because it's important to take it in. When people compliment you, when people say, you really helped me with this, or you did this and it helped shift me, take that in and own that, because there was something that occurred that didn't allow you to own it. And so it's time to believe it when people say, thank you. It's time to believe when people compliment you. It's time to allow that inner child to get healed, in some way, whatever way you have to do it, with journaling or with seeing, somebody, a healer, or somebody. But this particular person, first of all, we're all good, right? We're all good. But this particular person has done so many things in their life that make them more than good enough. So receive that, take that in, and know that you not only are good enough, you're great. You are a child of the divine. And what was that saying at one point? God doesn't make garbage. So uh,
I love that.
yeah, so just take that in and allow yourself to feel, finally. It's been too long. It's been too long you not feeling good enough. So do some things, and they're telling me specifically, specifically to buy yourself something beautiful. And I see this blouse or shirt or something that makes you just feel beautiful and empowered, and allow that to be something that you gift yourself with in order to make you feel good. It doesn't have to be a piece of clothing, but that's what they're showing me. Like, wear it like clothing, or even if it's flowers or something, but just for you, not for anybody else, just for you.
Beautiful. All right. I think we can all relate to that question. Um, and I just
Absolutely.
wanted to say, um, well, yeah, there was one person who I didn't get their question from Canada. I got the other Canadian, but one also came in from Canada, and first initial S, because I want to keep everything anonymous. But if you can, please send us the question to info@Food Healing Deck, because I want to make sure you're included in the 11. Okay, Joanna, you ready for the next one?
I am.
All right. The next one, the question is, what's one path I can't see? What's
Mm.
one path I can't see?
The one path that is waiting for you to really embrace. And first of all, I have to say that there's only one path. There's only one path. So you're already on that path, but the place on the path that you can't see. And again, there's a lot of self-worth issues here tonight. Like, people just not feeling that they're worthy. And this is the path that you cannot see at this moment in time, is your gifts. Again, it feels like redundant from the first one, but really this is something that needs to be driven home, because you don't see yourself. That's the thing that you're not seeing, is you came here to this planet for a purpose, a reason, for people to see your light. And it's almost like, I always sang that Bible song to my kids, don't hide your light under a bushel. This person who's asking this question has hid parts of their light. It's really interesting, because in some aspects they're showing me you shine bright, but there's others that still are waiting to emerge, that are still waiting for you to step into, to shine, really shine, and not let, and there may be somebody in your life that's holding you back. I feel like that's something, either something that somebody said, or that somebody um, that you're in relationship now. And that doesn't mean they're a bad person, but it's like you feel like you cannot really shine because of that. So, I'm trying to do this in a clear way, because I feel like this person almost feels like uh, that this is taking too long, like something's taking too long. And so plums, which is our patience card, plums here. And I'm going to pull a card from the new deck. Yeah. And this is what I get. I get courage for wheatgrass. and have the courage, no matter what you think others will say, really stand tall. Really stand tall and strong like the wheatgrass does, and have the courage to step into your divine light. You've been doing a good job right now. Masters and teachers are telling me that, yeah, you're doing good, but there's more. There is more for you.
That was today's post this morning was about courage. So if you didn't read
And
it,
that's
go
what
read
I
it
feel.
on top of what is happening here,
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
that came
Absolutely.
really strong today.
Yeah.
All right. Good one. Again, totally relating. And if you are all, I mean, I would love your feedback if you guys want to make comments, because I'm in awe of this oneness. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Sure.
All right. It says, just if any of the question was wanting to know if any of my spirit guides would like to share anything that would be helpful during this time in life that would be helpful for my growth.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a specific question, but what is for their growth right now? What would be helpful?
There's a little caution that's coming up right here. Be careful where you're walking in the next few days. So just take your time with walking. So, and don't ask me why that came in, but pay attention, right? Something to pay attention to. Be careful where you're walking. Um, uh, and and tell me that question again, because it was a little, because I heard
Yeah,
the
I didn't want to reword the person's question, so I'm just going to read it as it came in, because I didn't
okay.
want to put words into the person's change anything. But it said the question is just if any of my spirit guides would like to share anything that would be helpful at this time in life that would be helpful for my growth.
More time for yourself, more time in contemplation, more time in journaling, more time with just yourself, quieting the noise in your mind. They're saying that it's very noisy on so multiple highways in your mind. It's like it's always going. And so quieting, like really being still with yourself. And, this thing about walking really ties in, because sometimes you're so much in your head that you're not looking to where you're going, and not just in the material plane, the physical plane, also in the spiritual plane. It's like this person has so much to offer. It's like getting those old patterns and programming to be released, because it's not serving you anymore. You've come into a new frequency in the last year, and now it's time for you to get on the page of that new frequency. But the old patterns that you've been hearing, that have been speaking through you or to you, um, is kind of blocking that a little bit. So it's really important that you have that still time for yourself, that because your guides, they're telling me your guides are trying to talk to you all the time, so it's like you have to clear the space in order for that to be able to be heard by you. Remember, international listening dates, no accidents there, right? And the shallots card came out for opportunity. There's a real opportunity for you to up level at this moment in time. And so allow yourself to up level with your practice, with your stillness, with knowing. I want you to start saying they want you. They want you to start saying I am statements, the big I am statements to yourself. I am divine. I am walking a sacred path. I am whatever the I am is, right? Because you got some stuff to do in this lifetime, sweetheart. And they said sweetheart, not me.
Well, it's interesting because everything's been connecting from one reading to the next. Like, I
Mhm.
am good enough. I mean, really, they're
Yeah.
all making beautiful sense in the order. In spirit made the order of the questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Um, the next one. Okay. How can I be better?
Mm. Yeah, they are all relating. Yeah, yeah. This is true for every single person here, including me, including me. I feel like some of these messages are for me as well. You know, uh, just love yourself, and there's also something that you haven't been doing that the spirit is saying, the masters and teachers are saying, you were involved with something at the age of 12 or 13 that really fed your soul and you dropped it. So I don't know whether that was art that you were doing or music that you were doing. It was something in the creative field that really spoke to you, and you stopped it for whatever reason. And it's time to bring it back into your field, right? Because you can be better the more creative you get. And even if you're creative now, there's more coming in that wants to come in. Allow yourself to be that channel for that creative process, right? And stop. The masters and teachers are really clear with this. In fact, they're loud in my ear. Stop second guessing yourself. Just trust. Trust and believe. I'm pulling a card right now and I'm going to see what comes up. Trust, believe, and surrender. Surrender to who you really are, who you really want to be, and stop with the shoulds, and the way that you think you have to be. Like there's um, a little bit of rigidity here, a little bit. So let go, just let go, surrender, and start really following your heart.
Brilliant. Okay. So in this case, because everybody's anonymous,
Yeah,
before we usually have people respond, but in this
I
case, we're
know,
just
I
moving the
know.
energy.
That's
So
okay.
I took that to heart as well.
Mm.
All right. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. The next one. We're at number 5.
Oh
What,
wow.
yeah. What is limiting me in manifesting greater abundance through my life's work and purpose?
Mm, mm.
I'll repeat that again.
Yeah.
What is limiting me in manifesting greater abundance through my life's work and purpose?
Mm. This is something that I think we all grapple with, but it's your judgment, the judgment of self, that you've been knocked down a few times. Whoever wrote this question, there's been a few knockdowns, and it's hard to get back up. I know, when you've been knocked down, and it feels like you're never going to get to that next step, that next place, that next level, right? But it's coming. There's uh, the masters or teachers are saying something to me about your next birthday. Your next birthday, things are going to really start just like the lotus. So think about the lotus, meditate on the lotus, see things opening up for you, because in actuality, your feeling limited is just an illusion. So when you focus on that lotus opening up, see yourself as, yes, you've been knocked down. Yeah, the lotus is growing in muddy water, right? Which what makes it uh, so beautiful when it opens and emerges. So it's really time for you to allow yourself that wonderful knowing, knowing that anything that has happened before this time is just that questioning that you have, that questioning of feeling limited, is really your biggest teacher. So allow yourself to go into that feeling of being limited, but then focus on the lotus and seeing that grow. I don't know why they're giving me such visuals here. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but I'm really getting visuals of uh, of expansion, and they're showing me that in a massive field with all of these blooming flowers, but in this pond there's the lotus, and you get this card.
Oof.
Reflect, really reflect on where those that feelings of being limited come from, right? Because in actuality you're not limited at all, you're expanding, and by your next birthday, whenever that is, you will be feeling that. But yeah, the lotus flower. You can focus on the raspberry too.
Well, I was
But
focusing on the heart, where you see a little bit of the heart
yeah,
shape of the
it does.
raspberry, and so there is
Hmm.
some expansion that will be coming in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get there. Definitely, definitely, definitely. It's the time is coming shortly.
Heather's Phillips is watching here, and she asks this question before we move on to the actual questions.
Hmm.
Let's see. Is the new frequency affecting all of us?
Every single one of us in ways we don't even realize. A lot of the thoughts that people are having through their questions is part of what's being, kind of uh, thrown at us, right? It's like there's so much of that, like I call it noise or negativity or whatever, that is trying to dim our lights. So we really can't see ourselves as these divine beings, because if we all were shining and everything was perfect in our lives, can you imagine the power that we would have, right? And so, of course, we're being bombarded with limiting beliefs, negative thoughts. That self-critic is very loud these days, and you
Mhm.
know who isn't stepping into this because they feel like they're not good enough, or who has dreams and ideas and are not realizing those dreams and ideas because you feel like you're not capable, or you don't have the smarts, or somebody else is better than you, or whatever those are. All of those limiting beliefs are kind of being shoved at us. And it is a real yoga. I call it a yoga for us to get to that place where we can just hear it all, and yet don't let it into our being. Like, just don't let it in. I notice, I hear. Where is that? What does that have to do with me? And is it showing up? And if it's showing up within my being, what can I do to help myself to not drink the Kool-Aid,
Mhm.
not drink it in, to kind of
Conscious
stand.
observer.
Yeah, yeah.
Be the
Be the
conscious.
observer. Definitely observe it. And if you're having feels around it, then definitely feel it. But it's like anything else, Uh, I keep thinking of our oregano card, discernment, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Be in discernment, and know that when something is false, right, and bringing you to your knees with fear and like, I can't do this, to put love around it. Open your heart and put love around it.
Well, that's kind of leads into sort of the next person's question, which wasn't really a question. It was more of saying like a chef's table, open to whatever the guides and masters want to share in this moment. So
Mm,
you can just expand, but I'll read it exactly.
okay.
Open to whatever the records want to tell, sort of like I said, like a chef's open
Yeah.
table, which are my
Yeah.
favorite.
Well, let me tell you, there's a particular recipe that is unfolding in your life. I'll call it a recipe because there's quite a few ingredients, right? And so the masters and teachers are saying, when you create when you create your day, even if it's just writing your list of your to-do list, right? Make sure that you're putting the right ingredients in that. Like, am I doing like there's a boundary issue with this person too. So am I doing these things for the right reason, right? Am I serving the highest uh my highest good? Is this for my highest good? Because a lot of times there's an energy leak here with this person.
Mm,
And, when you leak energy like that, you give it away and you don't have any for yourself. So the masters and
mm,
teachers are saying, be a little cautious with your energy,
mm.
be a little circumspect in how you give to things and others that do not fill your bucket up, that do not fill your body temple up, and just be a little bit more in that area of discernment, right? And I'm going to see what card comes out.
I was feeling garlic.
Oh, yeah. I get alfalfa for pause. Pause before you do. And just make sure that what you're agreeing to, what you're committing yourself to, is for your best and highest good. Okay. And just allow that to be. And right now we're in a Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to pause. It's a great time to consider and reconsider and reevaluate, and just take that time. Take that time. The masters and teachers say, you've given a lot. You've given a lot, and make sure you're receiving a lot.
Wow. Why did you mention Mercury in retrograde for people who might be wondering why you mentioned Mercury in
Well,
retrograde?
because because it really is. I mean, people complain about Mercury retrograde because it can slow communication down, it can slow travel down, it can create obstacles and things like that. But really, if you look at the gift of a retrograde, it is the gift of being able to pause, reevaluate, where am I, and things don't have to move fast during a Mercury retrograde,
Mhm.
like the planet is moving slowly or back or appearing to be backwards in the sky. That's the raspberry card for sure.
Mhm.
Reflect, allow yourself to just have all of those rewords, all of the, restore yourself, being able to take some time to really see, am I going in the right direction? Am I, following uh, the purpose that lights me up, right? Am I
Yeah, you have to do that.
yeah, am I surrounding myself with the people that are supporting me and lifting me up, right?
Yes.
And if something isn't lighting you up at least some of the time, and it's making you feel low energy, low frequency, there's time to reevaluate that. And
Mhm.
that's a perfect time in this retrograde time, right?
And I had posted just a couple days ago Red Kidney Bean, which is our
Yeah.
alignment card. Another
Mhm.
art, it's not a re, but it's, Red Kidney Bean, but it is about bringing things into alignment when we find ourselves coming into
Mhm.
alignment and letting the rest go,
Mm.
aren't filling that cup.
Yeah, 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 for
That was
sure.
excellent. Okay.
Oh, hmm.
All right. So this one is very brief. And
Okay.
what can I do?
That's it? What can
That's
I do?
what can I do? That's the question.
What can I do? Well, we can cantaloupe. I'm going to pull another one that was right here. You're not going to believe this, Lainey.
Red kidney bean.
Take this time to be in integrity with yourself. Take this time to be in alignment with your highest aspirations and goals. Figure out what they are, write them down, write everything down that you want to do, Write everything down that you would dream about, and then pick the top three. Pick the top three and start making action steps to get those things done. I don't care if it's a trip or going to the whatever it is, well, it wouldn't be going to the grocery store, but your highest dreams, like what is it? What is it? Write every one of them down and then pick the top three and just make it your mission to start putting into place how you can make those particular three a reality. For right now, start with three. Maybe it'll become your bucket list, and every year you'll get to have another one checked off or another one checked off. But start dreaming again. Start dreaming again. I feel like what you can do, man. I wish I knew where our fiddle fern card was, but look what the card came up. Dream. Dream. These cards are, I mean, I have to say, they're freaking amazing.
They're
I'm not
amazing.
sitting here, trying to find these cards. They're just coming up. So put your dreams down and start living your life as you really, really want to. That's kind of the universal message for all of us. Because let me tell you guys, you know, we're here for a very brief time, and so if not now, when? If not you, who? All of those questions, right?
Oof. Chills on that one. Yes. Chills on all of them. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Next one, number 8. What can be done to restore communication with my loved one?
Oh, yeah. Mm. That almost brings me to tears because there's a lot of pain in that question. Um, First of all, know that your love transcends any opinions, anger. Your love just transcends it all. And the only thing you can do is keep sending love. We can never force somebody, right? And especially when it comes to somebody that we really love. I'm estranged from one of my close family members right now as well. And I know the pain of that. It feels horrible. It feels like there's, something's been cut away. But I keep saying that the time will arise for our reunion, and the reunion will be so sweet. You know, it's forgiving each other for putting up walls, right? And when somebody puts up walls, they're just protecting themselves, right? They're doing the best they can by putting up those walls of protection, because to be vulnerable to that particular relationship or that particular person, it feels like it would be an invasion somehow. I don't know. It feels like this person just cannot allow anything in that's going to make them feel right. And so they cannot be in that vulnerable space. The only thing the masters and teachers keep repeating is love them. Just love them. Just pour love in every thought that you have whenever you're looking at their picture, or whenever you're, seeing a memory of them or something. Just pour it out. They will feel it. They might take time for them to acknowledge it, but they will feel it. And so it's just a matter of time. And there's something that they keep saying is happening in February, around February time. And I know that feels like a lifetime away when you really want to, reconcile with someone. But just know that there is kind of a real opening around that month of February. And of course, it's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
You didn't think about that, right?
I was like, isn't that the month
Yeah,
of love and connection?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just, and I'm gonna pull a card to see. I get red kidney beans again. Just be in alignment, right?
Wow.
Alignment again comes up. So
I thought you were going to pull strawberries from our first deck.
Yeah, I haven't used the first deck. I'm gonna just pull a card from the first. I don't want our first baby to feel left out. I get ginger feelings. There's a
Oh,
lot of feelings around here. Yeah. And for this person, there's, that tender heart. And when your heart is tender, it hurts. It can hurt. Yeah. So I masters and teachers are sending so much love, you know.
beautiful. Okay. The next one is, what does my soul need more of at this point in my life to feel fulfilled?
Mm. You know what I heard? This is our motivation card, but I heard get out with friends more, do more things with friends, have more fun. I'm surprised the coconut card didn't come up. Let me go to the first deck and see. So you get peace, but it's almost like do things that give you more pleasure. It's like the things that give you pleasure is what your soul is really asking for at this time. And it's been a tough couple of years for all of us, right? And a lot of us, playtime has taken a back seat. So allow yourself to find some way to play, but not play in an arena that is just the same old. Do something different. Do something, plan an adventure with friends. It's almost like there's some kind of stagnancy, that is saying it's time, to open up the windows. Fall time is here. Well, if you're up north, fall's already here. For us, we're still in the depths of summer. But let
TikTok.
the you're right. Let the breezes in, let that fresh air in, and plan something that is fun. Your soul is crying out for some good times.
Mm-hmm. And how? Okay. One more, unless the other person.
Danielle Owen says, dance. Yes, go dancing. Love that.
So if this person is tuning in with the initial S, like Sam, and you're from
Mhm.
Canada, we are still needing your questions. So this is the last question I have of the one I do have. What do I need to focus on at the upcoming Illuminate festivals? Plural.
Hmm.
Illuminate
Oh,
festivals.
that's very specific. Um, uh, you're networking, really networking with people, finding more people that are coming to join your tribe. It's like there's people that want to help you, want to support you, want to you. And so, not that this person isn't open to that already, but to allow that more networking. I feel like there's going to be people that are met that you've never met before or spoke to before, that are going to be integral in this next phase of your journey. So allow you to just take the business cards or take the phone numbers, make the plans, see what's next. And it feels like there's a lot of energy, and there might be a coyote or two. So, again, use discernment. And when I say coyote, that's a shamanic term, when somebody that likes to stir the pot, but not in a good way, you know?
Mhm.
So just be mindful of that, but don't let that stop you. Like, don't put the yellow light on all the time with the caution, right? Just put on green, but just be in discernment as to a couple. And I don't even know why those I think the masters and teachers are saying it's because a lot of times you have gotten burned by trusting the wrong people. So
Mm.
think think of those that are for your health, you know, like you get mint for that. So, you know, yeah, yeah, be that. But boy, there's a lot of people that are going to want to be joining your to get on your train, so to speak. You know.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. Um, that was 10 questions, and you really held the energetic space.
Yeah.
So, do you close the records?
I do close the records, but you know that that S person that did not get to ask a question, the
Yeah.
masters and teachers are just putting on my heart to answer something
Okay. Perfect.
as I tap in to that particular person. It's like there's something that is it's almost feeling like they want to move. Like I'm not saying, you know, leave wherever they are, but move something. There's a
Hmm.
movement. There's some cherimoya, you know,
Jeremiah.
happening, right? And so it's like for this particular person, you know, it's almost like if they don't do it, you know, if they don't make some follow this movement that is being asked of them, that uh, that they'll miss the opportunity to grow in a really cool way in the direction that they want. I get chickpeas for perspective. So, you know that for this particular person that didn't ask the question, I feel like that the reason that a question wasn't asked because there was a little bit of resistance because they don't want to move, you know, maybe, you know, but yeah, movement in some way is necessary. So it's like the chariot, right? When you get that in the tarot deck, it's like it is time to move. And you know whether that's, you know, like I said,
Shift energies.
physically whatever, but time to shift. Yeah. And
Hmm.
that's what the masters and teachers are saying for that. um, so if we're done the questions, I have to let everybody know that the masters and teachers will continue to work with all of you for the next 72 hours. You know, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs, pay attention to the thoughts that arise, the feelings that arise. Do some journaling, right? And allow yourself to really, for this next 72 hours, to check in with spirit, to check in with your higher self, to check in. And remember, when you are in meditation or when you're asking for guidance of any sort, make sure that you're asking 12th dimension and higher. The astral plane is so noisy and so filled with so much that we must go higher, you know, in order to get the truth, right? To the real truth without listening to all the noise. And it takes some practice, but all of you that are on this call are so able, capable, and just ready to do that. And the masters and teachers send their love and are just so grateful that you're here and that you're asking, that you're doing inquiry, right? Because that's the pathway. We always need to do our own inquiry, checking in. I have to read you this quote because it stands in my healing room and I read it all the time and it's so pertinent. So I'm going to end before I close the records with this. Contentment is the highest gain, good company, the highest course, inquiry, the highest wisdom, and peace, the highest enjoyment. And
Mm.
that's what I wish for all of you. So I'm going to close the records. And then, Lainey, I want to speak to an offer that I have for everybody here, if that's okay. So I thank the masters and teachers and loved ones, and you guys' group name was the Guava Group. I thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the Guava Group for the information given here today. I trust that this information has been given for their highest good. Amen, 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 and thank you. Thank you, thank you, all of you.
And for those of you who don't know yet, guava is our wealth card.
Mhm. Yes, it
So
is.
a wealth of love and prosperity on all levels that were brought up here
Mm-mm.
tonight, and then some,
And
and a
then
wealth
some.
of gratitude for all of you who have
Oh,
stepped
so
up,
much gratitude.
stepped up and brought this deck for the masses, for
Mm,
you, for from spirit to you. Because of you, it is happening.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody that's on this call or listening to this for until the end of September, I'm offering $50 off my Akashic record readings. You can go to my website, joannasalerno.com, and you can find me there. You can find me on Messenger on Facebook if you want to make an appointment. But you do have to act quickly, because this offer will end September 30th. So you don't have to have your reading by September 30th. Just book it, right? And pay for it before September 30th. And I'll be happy to give you that $50 off on a Akashic record reading, where you get the whole hour of this for you.
I just wanted to say that we are, I was just looking at the Kickstarter, and I think we're less than three, four. We're about $100
Oh, oh,
away
that's
from
awesome.
hitting the stretch
Oh,
goal.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah,
We
so
can do it. We can do
we can
it.
do it. And just if you haven't seen, and I promise after this weekend we're complete, you won't be getting so many emails
I
and
know. I know.
updates. You're probably tired, I'm tired, we're all tired, but we're all so basking in this
Oh,
excitement.
yeah.
That's, we just had so many things we wanted to offer this last week. So if you check your inboxes, because interestingly, if you're on our mailing list, I did use shallot as the card today for that card of the day. I mean, you brought up a lot of things that we have been in the field,
Yeah.
but we are writing. We will be writing as soon as we see that stretch goal has hit. Joanne and I are going to write some brand new tuning into the Kickstarter backers, 7 chakra affirmations specifically for the field energy. And then you are all going to get a free, every single backer, a copy of our prosperity smoothies. Really, they're guava smoothies, guava, but they're prosperity
Mhm.
smoothies. And each one of them is finely attuned to intend to have prosperity in all areas of your life by drinking that
Mhm.
intention into your body. So your body's feeling wealth on all levels. So you're all going to be getting those. I think there's 5
Yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
and it's our gift and honor. And that's
This has been a thrilling month, though.
yeah,
It really has. It's been fiddle fern all the way. And
yeah.
we really do appreciate people's plums, their patience with, you know, uh, but wasn't it fun? I mean, we had
It was
fun,
great
right?
fun. I mean, we there's really campaigning and going out and meeting people and hearing their stories and
Mhm.
seeing the amazing like card pulls. And I mean, we'll talk more on the show on Monday just as a recap, but it's been quite a blessing, meeting new people, bringing more people, and blessings to the people who really taking the dive into our certification teachings. There's just an incredible cherimoya happening. And, we've had people from Bahrain and Australia and Canada, and just we've opened up this understanding of spirituals messaging through food globally.
Yeah.
And I can't be more moringa about it. And to see all of us, just have that leg up of what it is that we're doing when we're choosing to eat and choosing to shop at the store, and what are we getting and why are we getting it. So thank you.
I love that. Somebody says we're down to $52 for the first stretch.
Oh,
And we're
wow.
including the second stretch with the first stretch. So
Yeah, so we
yeah.
doubled. So we will be hitting, I guess, in $52 the first stretch, but we are giving you both the first and second stretch goal.
Mhm. Yeah.
And of course, this, uh, God, I mean, there were so many things I can't remember right now, but lots of things that you guys are all getting that we just, the free altar class. And that I just think is really special for all of you who get those altar cards, because that altar class, I mean, talking about being able to have sacred, I mean, look behind Joanna right now. She has incredible altars all over her house. I have an entire altar room that you walk into. I mean, and mini altars. It's
Mm.
so important to have that space, and we're going to be talking on like the higher cosmos of how to incorporate space, Edgar Casey and beyond.
Edgar Casey and beyond.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So tune
yes,
in Monday, guys.
yeah, tune in Monday. And thank
Mm.
you for being here. I thank you, Joanna, for gifting $10. I know you charge a little bit more for your
Yeah.
sessions, and they are worth I mean, gold. They're golden times
Mm.
with you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for being here. And if you can just share what we do here in the next 24 hours. I don't even think it says days now. It's down to hours. It
It's down
shows
to
if you
hours.
register.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you. That's it. We're working really hard to make these things happen. And we're just so blessed and so grateful, and appreciate you all.
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
right. Good night, everybody.
Good
Love
night,
you so much.
everyone. Blessings. Thanks, Linda, for all you do.
Yes, Linda. Thank you.